of views per video to barely struggling.
Why he said video like that?
A few thousand. BlastphamousHD TV has had one of the most pitiful downfalls in YouTube history, and he has no one but himself to blame for his demise. Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries, and today we'll be looking into the downfall of BlastphamousHD TV. It's hard to believe this now, but there was a time when BlastphamousHD was considered the golden standard for reaction content. Instead of just re-uploading popular content with his emotionless face in the corner.
I first got into BHD when he was doing his Five Nights at Freddy gameplay videos and whatnot, and that was like 9 years ago. No, yeah, it was like 9 years ago, and he was like doing like his jump scares and his reaction to video games when he gets scared just kind of puts me onto that. But what really did for me when it comes to me like being interested into being a fan of his is when his reactions. Like his reactions is top tier, like authentic, and he was just being himself, and that's what draw people in, including me and whatnot. And it's like after like some guidelines that he violated and whatnot, like his main channel got taken down because of that, and that like it's like ever since then, but mostly with the fame going to his head, it's like he changed and whatnot, and it wasn't like he wasn't the same BHD that I remember when I first got put onto him and whatnot. But it's just sad though. But he kind of did it to himself though.
He would actually pause whatever he was watching and add meaningful or funny commentary.
Ow! No! Ow! God damn! Dude, I feel for the cameraman on that one. His was like this close from getting tail whipped.
His large personality and often hilarious reactions resonated with millions of people who tuned in to watch his videos every single day. Compare that to today, and his situation couldn't be more miserable, with one sad fan writing, "I miss the old BHD. I remember the days coming back from school to watch BHD. Back in 2013 to 2016, I probably would have said he's the best YouTuber out there, but now he's a sad shell of his former self, with weird Dolomite tattoos on his arms." But the thing is, unlike many other YouTubers who experience a downfall, there wasn't a single major controversy or drama that tanked BlastphamousHD's career. Rather, his monumental fall-off is caused by a series of bad decisions and blunders that slowly eroded the love his fans had for him over the years. These blunders include everything from his treatment of his friends and girlfriend to a drastic shift in quality of his content. However, to fully understand why BlastphamousHD fell off so hard, we first have to understand how he got so popular in the first place. Richard Maurice Stanley Barnett started his YouTube career back in 2008 with a channel in his real name called Maurice Barnett. Content on his channel was a complete mixed bag of horror games, skits, song covers, and storytime videos. He posted on his channel until 2013 before moving on to a brand new channel called BlastphamousHD Gaming. As the name suggests, this channel was mainly focused on gaming related content.
That was dumb. Oh.
However, in addition to the gaming content, Maurice also started posting storytime videos and turned them into an ongoing series.
Alright, so I'm working at Walmart back in the day, and Walmart...
His story times is one of the best though.
And they used to treat their employees like, so much so that the customers even started treating the employees like...
And after nearly 5 years on YouTube, this is where Maurice's career first started taking off. He was now consistently gaining new subscribers as viewers were genuinely interested in his over-the-top gameplay reactions, as well as his unique and often hilarious stories. It was so successful, in fact, that Maurice decided to go all in and created 3 new channels in the next 2 years. BlastphamousHD TV in November of 2014, BlastphamousHD Pranks the same month, and BlastphamousHD TV 2 a year later in November of 2015. With these new channels under his belt, Maurice diversified his content even more. BlastphamousHD TV and BlastphamousHD TV 2 were mainly reaction channels, where he would post his reactions to anything and everything, from ghost sightings to horror animations.
No.
After the shot was enhanced and had light added, the child resembled an angry ghost heading towards the birthday girl.
Oh, hell no. Nope. People wonder why I'm not celebrating my birthday today.
BlastphamousHD Pranks was focused on prank videos with the new crew members he assembled for content.
It's not in anything.
My favorite prank with BHD is when it wasn't. I don't think it was his prank, but I think it was his little brother. He ended up putting some type of shit on Chavez's washcloth or something like that, some cat shit, and that really pissed Chavez. Like, he really wanted to kill his brother for that shit. But that was a fucked up prank. But that prank will always be funny to me.
So, I don't know what it is.
Not related to BHD though.
What the f?
These new additions included Chavez, Randy Jackson, Brandy P, Dr. Girlfriend.
Nigga, it's Chavez, not Chavez.
And his brother KT.
These AIs is getting out of control with the name pronouncing.
Of the Content House model that was later adopted and popularized by the likes of David Dobrik and the Paul brothers. And it worked flawlessly. By 2018, his 4 main channels had nearly 4 million subscribers in total. All of his videos on the main channel were also clearing 1 million views without any issues. Most importantly, viewers actually loved the content Maurice and his friends were putting out, regardless whether it was a reaction to something, a prank, or a vlog. Unfortunately, 2018 would also mark the beginning of the end for Maurice's media empire. His career has been in constant decline ever since, and only seems to be getting worse by the day. So what happened? How did such a successful and beloved YouTuber become nearly forgotten by the internet? As I briefly mentioned earlier, BlastphamousHD didn't come crashing down as a result of a single big controversy. Instead, its descent into irrelevance was fueled by a series of blunders by Maurice, the first of which was cheating on his then girlfriend Karen, aka Dr. Girlfriend. It all started in 2016, when Maurice's channels were growing at an incredible pace. During this time, Dr. Girlfriend had also become a consistent part of his content, and the fans loved her dynamic with Maurice in the videos.
You don't have any problems?
Yeah, I remember that.
Well, please don't ever touch me again.
Oh my
What a dick!
God.
What a dick! What a dick!
The shade.
That wasn't even shade. That was just flat out. Don't touch me.
They really wanted to fight.
She was trying to make it seem jokingly. He's the one who made it uncomfortable. Girl in the blue was just kind of like.
I feel bad for her. She's just sitting like.
So yeah, those trees are blooming, huh? Look at that shiny ground.
Everything was going well, but then one day, Maurice woke up to something extremely shocking. His girlfriend of 5 years had her bags packed and was ready to break up with him and leave. But before you feel bad for Maurice, know that the reason she broke up with him so suddenly was because
I don't feel bad for him. And this is coming from a fan of his. Like, I don't feel bad for him, because I already knew about him cheating and whatnot when they exposed him of that and whatnot. He even went into details about it, which is still not an excuse on his part. I think it has something to do with him saying how he feel like when she was depressed or whatnot, he just didn't really want to deal with that. Like, whatever it is, it's just not even an excuse. If you don't like the person, just leave.
Because she found out that he'd been cheating on her for quite some time. Maurice announced the breakup a while later, in a tweet stating, "Remember the news I couldn't tell y'all a while ago? Well, I'm single now. Dating is gonna breed so many new dating horror story times." This left the viewers shocked, as many of them enjoyed seeing the two together in videos. This announcement was also quite vague, which made fans speculate over the reason behind this sudden breakup. However, they wouldn't get a concrete answer until January of 2018, when Chavez uploaded a video to his personal channel titled, "Why Don't Chavez and BHD Hang Out Anymore?" In this video, Chavez detailed the whole story of what actually happened behind the scenes. According to him, Maurice told him about how he's been cheating on Dr. Girlfriend with various Instagram models. He also told this to Chavez's girlfriend, Skitten, who was also best friends with Dr. Girlfriend, leading to Dr. Girlfriend finding out as well as eventually breaking up with him. And the reason Chavez made this video 2 years after the breakup was because Maurice was making up lies that Skitten was the one who cheated on Chavez with him.
Him and Dr. Girlfriend had an argument. Dr. Girlfriend was talking to us about it when she came over to the crib, that they had an argument and Skitten's name came up somehow in their argument, and he decided Skitten must have told Dr. Girlfriend something, so she helped figure out that he was cheating, right? But at the end of the day, I don't really give. I mean, even if my girlfriend did tell Dr. Girlfriend that he was cheating, he was cheating. It's what she should have did. So who cares? I think the only reason now that he's saying that it was really Skitten cheating on me is so that now when I bring this up, it makes it really confusing. Like, who's cheating on who? Who's trying to fuck who?
But things would get a lot more clear when Skitten also posted a video titled, "I tried to sleep with my best friend's ex," with a very special guest, Dr. Girlfriend. In the video, she basically confirmed what Chavez had revealed in his video.
What is the reason that you and BHD broke up?
Well, he cheated on me with multiple different women. So.
She also revealed that Maurice had been cheating on her for 3 years in their 5-year relationship.
How long were you together again?
Almost 5 years.
And how many of those years was he cheating on you?
About 3 of those.
I'm surprised you still stay with the nigga after that. That's the one thing I didn't get.
Oh, 3 you say?
In other words, he spent more time cheating on her than he did being loyal to her. Dr. Girlfriend did mention that it had been years since their breakup and she had completely moved on from him. However, while she was in a better emotional space, this reveal was a devastating blow to longtime fans of BlastphamousHD, who were now seeing the true colors of their beloved YouTuber. However, they were still waiting for a response from Maurice about the whole situation, hoping that this was all a lie and that he would reveal the real truth. Unfortunately, they kept waiting, but the response never came. That is until 2021, a whole 3 years after the reveal, when Maurice showed interest in addressing the matter, but there was a catch. You see, after having monetization issues on YouTube, Maurice decided to create his own website at BlastphamousHDTV.com. This site would feature exclusive content that was locked behind a paywall, and to drive traffic to this new website, he announced that the video talking about his breakup would be one of these exclusives on his site. It was extremely clear that he was just using one of his past controversies as a cheap cash grab to drive subscriptions on his website. However, people were still interested in what he had to say about the whole thing. Sadly, his response wasn't even close to what loyal fans were hoping for.
Listen, look, so with the whole Dr. Girlfriend stuff, I'm gonna tell y'all why I cheated. Like, for real, for real. I've studied some psychology on manipulative people, and this is what they do, bro. They get you to a place of depression. They beat you down psychologically and then feed you with scraps. Give you a little bit of taste good, right? Because she was depressed. So yeah, I went and got a different chick. I like a month into sexlessness with Dr. Girlfriend because she sucked.
So
that's not even an excuse. If you feel like you're if you feel like you don't want to be in a relationship with Dr. Girlfriend, at least just leave. There's no reason for you to cheat on her like that. Like, if you don't like being in a relationship, then leave. But the whole manipulation part is like, it kind of seemed like he's the one that's it's not Dr. Girlfriend's fault, it's not Chavez's fault. Like, they not the problem. It's kind of seemed like it was BH. Now fuck it, kinda. It is BHD. He's the problem. It's like you waited for all this time for you to finally respond, and it's like it just makes the whole thing worse if you just responded like 3 years later, like when you should have responded immediately after Skitten ended up putting out the video. They basically just clickbaited into like reviewing the real reason why I was about to call Skitten, Dr. Girlfriend left is because of the real reason that he cheated on her with multiple different Instagram models and whatnot. Unless he paid. I don't know. But at the end of the day, it's like BHD is the problem.
Instead of denying the allegations or presenting evidence to show that he didn't cheat, he straight up confirmed that he did cheat. But as if cheating on his girlfriend wasn't bad enough, he not only refused to take any responsibility, but also tried to make it seem like he was the victim in all of this. According to Maurice, he cheated because Dr. Girlfriend wasn't a good partner because of her depression, with a commenter stating, "Bruh, cheating on someone that is depressed makes it even worse."
Yeah.
For the sake of argument, let's assume for a second that he was truly unhappy with Dr. Girlfriend. Even then, there is zero justification for him cheating on her. If he was genuinely unhappy with their relationship, he could have broken up with her first. And
that's what I just said. Leave. If you're not satisfied with the relationship, just leave. That's all. No matter how she feel about it, just leave.
then got involved with whoever he wanted after that. By the end, his decision to cheat on his depressed girlfriend and then use the situation to promote his website years later left even his most loyal fans with a bad taste in their mouths. However, this was only the first of many mess-ups that led to his utter decline. For some additional context, one of the primary factors that fueled his growth between 2014 and 2016 was his relationship with his friends. Fans of the channel adored their interactions and were thoroughly entertained by their antics. However, by 2018, Maurice managed to somehow destroy his relationship with every single member of the original group. Dr. Girlfriend obviously stopped appearing in Blasphemous' videos after their breakup, but since Maurice believes Skitten was the one who told Dr. Girlfriend about him cheating, both Skitten and Chavez stopped associating with him as well.
You make up all these lies for who knows what. Nobody cares. People are completely content with, we had a falling out, because it's what happened. They want the details. They don't need the details. It's hurtful details. You cheated on your ex, and you took it out on your friends, and you lied to one of your best friends. You said, oh, he wasn't my best friend, blah, blah, blah. I didn't trust him that much. Dude, we saw each other for like 13 hours, 7 days a week for 8 months.
And it was only a matter of time before Randy and Brandy left the group as well. And just like with the breakup, fans of the channel were once again left guessing the reason why the entire group separated out of nowhere. They would eventually get the answers about Chavez and Skitten when they exposed Maurice for cheating on Dr. Girlfriend in 2018. However, it would take another 3 years before Brandy and Randy would come forward with their stories. As we discussed earlier, when Maurice responded to Chavez and Skitten's expose, he tried to blame them for everything that happened between him and Dr. Girlfriend. This encouraged Brandy to come forward with her side of the story and share her experience working with Maurice on his channel and as his editor.
BlastphamousHD decided to make a video promoting his website and then bringing up some shit that happened a long ass time ago, for one. But then two, why would you need to say any other things that you said? Like, it's just a bunch of extra shit that had nothing to do with the fight that they had. We're all basically no longer friends because he cheated on his girlfriend.
In her hour-long video titled The Truth About BlastphamousHD, Brandy talked about how Maurice's personality took a sharp downturn after gaining wealth and success from YouTube. She also revealed that Maurice would essentially force members of the group to do things they weren't comfortable with, all in the name of content.
The hell?
Yeah, when we were doing that, super awkward. I don't know if you guys can tell, like, from the video.
Let's do this. Hurry up, Randy. Mount me. Let's do this. I don't want to do it.
If I look awkward. I mean, I'm laughing and I'm like, because I'm going with the video.
And how did Maurice respond to this? By laughing maniacally and acting like a deranged, immature child.
Basically, this nigga BHD is like the pre-Diddy version of YouTube at that time. He's like the pre-Diddy of the YouTube community at that time. But damn, that's crazy.
Hurry up, Randy. Mount me. Let's do this.
Following this, Brandy made a part 2 to her video, this time with another former member of the Blasphemous group, Randy Jackson. This time she revealed even more details of her awful experience working under Maurice. Apparently, Maurice was even cutting her salary near the end of her employment, likely just to be petty.
He asked me to quit my job to come edit, and I didn't do that. I took some time off. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not getting paid for my job, and I can't just go back because I already have this time, and you're cutting my pay. So he cut my pay. Then right after that, he fired me because he got mad.
However, stealing wages paled in comparison to what Brandy and Randy hinted at later in the video. In part 1, Brandy mentioned how Maurice was more than willing to buy alcohol for her and her friends, even though they were underage.
We became friends because he was older than us. He could already buy alcohol for us because he was of age and we were all like underage, right? So like we couldn't get alcohol.
As it turns out, buying alcohol for minors was just the tip of the iceberg, because after getting drunk with the underage girls, he would allegedly—
Isn't that what we do at one point?
Under the guise of quote,
when we was like underage?
Upstairs in his box or whatever, and he's like, yo, I didn't really feel like editing today.
I know, I was one of them.
I had to edit the fucking embarrassing. I had to edit out the fight and shit. or not the fight, but him yelling at me. There was a lot of me editing out certain jokes that he would make. I just feel like that joke shouldn't be told and it's a little inappropriate. And he's like, well, I tell inappropriate jokes. And I was like, I know. But I just felt like that one in particular,
Child endangerment.
Was inappropriate. But I'll put it back.
If true, buying alcohol for minors is one thing, but then proceeding to flirt with them is a whole nother level of depravity. Even if we give him the absolute benefit of the doubt and assume it was all a joke, it's still extremely inappropriate and downright criminal. About 30 minutes into the video, both Randy and Brandy also called out Maurice for doing some unspeakable things behind closed doors, essentially accusing him of being a PDF file indirectly.
We're not gonna out what it is.
We already did.
That you're doing. Okay, you know what we're talking about. Stop.
We're just not confirming.
Stop. Don't do it. No more.
Whether this particular allegation is true or not, it still doesn't change the fact that Maurice is not a good person, and even most loyal fans were unable to defend him from anything that had come out against him at this point. Whether that be cheating on his girlfriend, trying to play the victim card instead of taking responsibility, exploiting this controversy to promote his website, forcing his friends to do things they weren't comfortable with, stealing wages from his editor, or buying alcohol for underage girls and allegedly being inappropriate with them. There was simply too much for any longtime fan to handle, leading to almost all of them abandoning Maurice's many channels.
Damn.
Think about that night.
Yeah, all of that is definitely his downfall.
To die a slow, painful death. This even made some fans question how they could ever support such a bad person. But that's just it. From everything we've seen, Maurice wasn't like this from the start. Think of it this way, if he was abusive and disrespectful from the start, he would never gather a group of friends, let alone make content with them for multiple years. So
I think it's the fame. I think ever since he became extremely famous in YouTube through his reactions and stuff, like that's when he started to change. I think it was the fame.
This begs the question, what changed? Why did he go from a normal person to someone who had zero respect for the feelings of others around him? The answer to that, like most other things in life, is money. He simply let success and money get to his head, where he started seeing everyone else as beneath him.
Just can't surround myself with people who not only, you know what I mean, like I can understand if little shit for himself. But if what, for me, like that's when I gotta get the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? I like success. I'm not gonna sit down and not release videos and not work out. Too bitter, bro. Talk it out with him. Yo, Elijah the Great, suck it. Yeah, that nigga can go himself, and I wouldn't.
Oh.
Randy could himself. I would not care.
But here's the thing, the sad reality of the internet is that you can be an awful person and still retain a large portion of your audience. Just look at Logan Paul. He's extremely successful even after a mountain of controversies, including stealing millions of dollars from his fans through crypto scams. Not to downplay his actions, but most of what BlastphamousHD did to his friends feels like nothing compared to every terrible thing Logan has done over the years. What sets Maurice apart from Logan is that he allowed his inflated ego to ruin his content as well. After the 2016 fallout with his friends, there was bound to be a major decline in quality.
Yeah, if I was friends with somebody like that who tells me to kill myself and he wouldn't care, there's no way we can be cool after this. I don't care if it takes like 3 or 4 years later for you to be able to come back and we try to talk it out. There's no reconcile from that. Like, you can't come back from that. But I'm really surprised out of all the people that he done broke up with, he ended up having to fall out with. I'm surprised Brandy is in that list. I'm really surprised because they were super close throughout the years I've been watching them together.
Of content Maurice could produce on his own, but it was still salvageable. There was definitely an audience for his bold reactions and unique storytime videos. However, before he could successfully steer the ship solo, it got hit by a torpedo and sank to the bottom. BlastphamousHD TV, his main channel with over 2 million subscribers, got permanently suspended by YouTube for copyright issues and hate speech. This was a massive blow to his overall YouTube empire. Fortunately, this ban was not extended to any of his other channels, so he still had a solid platform to facilitate a comeback. Unfortunately for his fans, Maurice was done putting in effort. After the ban, he started posting reaction videos on his second biggest channel, BlastphamousHD TV 2. However, this time, his energetic and analytical approach to reactions was now replaced with minutes of silence and empty laughs as the Try Not to Laugh and Family Guy clip played in the corner.
Don't write on that.
Calling this type of content slop would be an understatement, but he continued uploading the same soulless videos over and over again. Considering his inflated ego, it's probably the reason behind his decline in content quality as well. He likely thought that people would just keep watching no matter how little effort he put into his content. In doing so, he neglected the fact that he initially became successful because of his personality and commentary, not because of the content he was reacting to. And now that there was zero personality in his reactions, audiences had no reason to watch him. Plus, the 160th reaction to funny TikTok compilations is bound to get stale. At this point, BlastphamousHD is a husk of what it used to be. However, a few of his former viewers are nostalgic about the peak years of his content and wish to see more of what it used to be. With his comment reading, "I used to watch Blast all the time from 2016 to 2018. It's just not the same anymore." For most of his former viewers, however, BlastphamousHD TV has become a relic of the past, and they have very little interest in revisiting it. One person perfectly summarized the public sentiment on Reddit, stating, "That's all his channel has become, a load of boring reactions and him reacting to the same old videos pretending he's never seen them before. His viewership has not only declined because of that, but because of how he is as a person, how poorly he treats his friends, and even cheated on his own girlfriend because she was depressed, and is lying to his own fans, trying to play the victim card to fool his supporters and make them look stupid. It's sad to see this chaotic downfall of Blasphemous, but at the end of the day, he did this to himself, and he has no one else to blame but himself.
Yeah, ain't no way for you to defend BHD on this one. And plus, I noticed like his recent videos, like the videos that he make nowadays, is like every time like he reacted to videos and whatnot, it's like he like for example, like when it comes to like Family Guy and whatnot, like his reactions is just like it's just not genuine like as it was like from back in the days when he was really reacting. But nowadays it's like he usually just does fake laughs and stuff like that. He'd be like ha 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 like that, like just completely stop laughing immediately just to put back on the serious face when he was watching like Family Guy and reacting to it. That right there kind of like that ain't the BHD that I know from what I discovered and whatnot. That is definitely not the same BHD that I remember.
So, is there any more hope for Maurice? Well, technically speaking, yes, there is. He can try to reinvent himself by putting more effort into his content to capture a brand new audience, one that is unaware of his history. A comeback of that magnitude would require significant effort, even if he were fully committed to making the necessary changes. However, this seems less plausible, given that he threatened to throw acid water on Dante in October of this year, with a tweet from Dante reading, "Why are you in your Discord, BlastphamousHD, threatening to throw acid water on me and talking about my wife, huh?" Looking at Blasphamous's channel now, despite having 1.78 million subscribers, he's struggling to even break 10,000 views per video, and doesn't look like that's going to change anytime soon.
Selena's passion for performing.
I'm really hoping BHD will make a comeback at least, because it's sad on how he created his own downfall because of like how he acts towards his like former friends who was there for him and got his back and being like super loyal to him and being extremely cool and extremely nice to them and whatnot. And for him to be able to just like turn his back on them by doing some foul shit, and especially with him like faking his reactions nowadays, is like it's just sad. It's just sad that he just like he literally just did it to himself. It just sucks.
You can run, you can hide, you can bite, you can bark, but at the end of the day, you cannot escape from the dark. This world is hell, so what can you do? Positive power and protest is not enough to eliminate the wickedness that's cruel. Like robbing hardworking folks for their money and killing innocent people with the lack of accountability. Corrupt cops locking a black person up for a small crime, but let a white person off for the murderous crimes for show. Difficult situations is hard, but life is a lot harder. Experiencing both, it may be tough. Evil people's out to do evil things. It's best for you to mind yours and stay in your lane. But yo.